before we start to wind it down, I want to ask, both of you have also said in your past interviews how important it is to, call it like a shoot. Jimmy, I want to go to a moment for you in a match where it seemed like it was a shoot, the APA and Public Enemy.
Ooh.
Can you take us back to that night and
Uh,
what your reaction was and how that all happened?
okay. I had gone over the match with the guys, so I had assumed I knew what the layout of the match was going to be, and I went to the ring like I was supposed to, and then didn't find this out until later. But Public Enemy entering first, but just as their music hit, um, I can't tell you which one it was, but one of them turned around and says to John, "Oh, by the way, we're not doing the finish." What and the finish was them going through the table, and they walked out. That's it. Their music hit. They said, "Oh, by the way, we're not doing the finish," and they started walking to the ring. And then Ron turns to John and says, "What did he just say?" He says he doesn't want to do the finish. He doesn't want to go through the table. And Ron says, "Okay, then we'll bring the table to him." So I don't know this is going on. See, this is all like I'm in the ring. I
Oh,
think everything's fine. So here come Ron and John, and they're looking mean as ever. And I go, okay. And they just tear into these guys. And I'm like, okay, they didn't say anything about a jump start. And they just start beating the tar out of these guys. And I'm like, okay, what happened here? And I'm trying to follow along. And I didn't call for the bell. Somebody else rang the bell to start the match. And I'm okay. And they're just not paying attention to anything. It was just a full-on Texas tornado match. No rules, no disqualifications. I don't know what the heck's going on. I'm thinking to myself, okay, they're in a zone right now. If I call for the bell to end this thing and just throw the match out, they look pretty pissed. I don't want to be
Yeah.
a, I don't want to be a casualty in this thing. So all of a sudden, after a couple of minutes of this beatdown, I hear Mr. Briscoe, uh, Jimmy, you may want to ring the bell and end this anytime soon. I said, all right, thank God. So I called for the bell, but that didn't stop anything. They kept
Oh,
going. And I didn't know what had happened until afterwards, but they came back and Ron and John left ringside, left them laying, went to Gorilla, and they were waiting in the back. And they said, okay, when they get back here, I guess we're going to have a fight. Those guys came back, shook their hands, said thank you for the match, and walked away. And then that was their last
wow.
night.
Oh, that's crazy. Wow.
Yeah. So there is a reason why it happened. People seem to think, oh, they went into business for themselves and they just beat the tar out of them for no reason whatsoever. That was one of the most, if not the most unprofessional things you can do. Is this is television, and you go out there right before, as your music hits, right before the match, and say, by the way, we're not doing the finish, and then walk away without offering an alternative. Guess what?
Yeah.
Wrong thing to do, wrong two guys to do it to.
especially those two guys.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't know for sure, but like, what did Public Enemy want from saying that? Because doesn't that just leave like, were they still gonna, lose, or did they want to win? Like, you never know, I guess, right? Like, that just throws everything into chaos.
Well, the tables were their gimmick, I guess. And they figured, us going through the table, that would see them going through the table actually was going to be a DQ. That means they go over because
Oh, wow.
APA put them
Okay.
through the table.
That's crazy.
But I guess they figured our gimmick is putting people through tables, so maybe we didn't want to go through the table. Anyways,
Yeah,
I don't know what their thought process was. Whatever it was, didn't
it
work
didn't
out good.
work.
Rewind, recap, relive. Whoa! That's what the world is watching.